Hometown Country, Z Country 94.7. Good afternoon, you got Big Daddy Randy Roadz here, and we lost a great one this week, a great member of our community, very talented young man, Arch Ecker. You may know him primarily as the radio play-by-play man for the Wenatchee Wild hockey team, but Arch was certainly much more than that. A kind, gentle soul, a well-respected member of our community here in the Wenatchee Valley, and, well, as fate would have it, I had a chance to sit down with Arch on this past Labor Day Monday. This was the evening before he was heading into the hospital in Spokane for what was to be his final surgery on his road to recovery dating back to well over a year ago when he sustained major life-threatening injuries in a rollover accident near Ritzville heading west on Interstate 90. Arch not only was a talented broadcaster, but a very talented and creative musician as well. He played with the local band No Promises for quite a while and recently put out a solo project, and we're going to get to that song here in just a moment. I wanted you to have a chance to hear the conversation with Arch. His last interview that he granted was with me again on Sunday the 4th of September, right before he was going into surgery, only to succumb to cardiac arrest about a week later this past Tuesday. How did you get your interest in music started, and why did you enjoy it so much?
Well, golly, I guess we had a guitar laying around the house when I was a kid. Nobody in the family really knew how to play it. My dad had inherited it from his father. Dad didn't know how to play it, and when I was 13, he said, "Hey, it's yours, and do what you want." And I started playing a little bit. It took me quite a while. It was several years later before I finally decided to branch out, started playing in local bars, just playing sing-alongs and stuff. And then a couple of years after that, I found myself in a band. We had some great success. We opened for Kansas, Blue Oyster Cult, Steppenwolf, a lot of different acts, Quiet Riot, Eric Burden, George Thorogood. And at any rate, I ended up moving to Wenatchee about 6 years ago. Finally found myself in a group with some local guys, and that's been a lot of fun getting me back going again. As far as original music, I wrote my first song when I was 17. It was back in 1983. Typical lovelorn kind of song. I met this girl and I really liked her, and she got me to write. Well, she didn't ask me to. She drove me emotionally to write this song, and I thought, boy, someday I'm going to record that. And as I went along and wrote more songs over the years, I thought, someday I want to put a real honest effort into recording these. We had a couple of failed attempts along the way where I got decent recordings, but not what I was after ultimately. And I ended up pairing up with a friend of mine from Butte, Montana. He has a recording studio in New Mexico called Route 66 Studios, and that's the ticket. And now I'm full swing into getting this album done. I've got enough stuff for a couple albums, but I'm going to get this first one out of the way. I'm tentatively calling it I Ain't Done Yet, and we'll see how it goes. And the first track is one that I was able to write in the span of about 10 minutes, believe it or not, back in about 2004. And it's called I've Got a Feeling.
And that's the one we're going to hear here in just a second.
That's the one.
I wanted to congratulate you, Arch. This is quite a fine effort, and I've seen you guys play. I know you've been playing solo. Where have you been performing around the valley?
Oh, geez. Well, we play at Bianchi Vineyards quite a bit. Wenatchee Valley Brewing Company. We play out of Malaga Springs. We get up into the Chelan area, and we played at Alta and Manson. And golly, there's a whole ton of them. Succession Winery is another one. We seem to bounce around a lot. We've been turning down more gigs than we actually play because our calendar is so full.
Okay, so the song is I've Got a Feeling. Is there any backstory? 10 minutes? What?
10 minutes. Yeah, well, it's always about a girl, right? And there was a gal that I had gotten really sweet on in pretty short order. And after we'd been dating a little bit, it was the first night that she had stayed over. And in the morning, she was up and she was in the shower. And I grabbed the guitar and wrote this song while she was in the shower. When she came back, I played it for her. I was just bursting with emotions and feelings and thoughts. And it just spilled out into a song. And this is the one that we're going to hear.
Arch, you're a good man and a very good friend. I appreciate being on the show today.
It is my true pleasure. Thank you, Randy. You're always a consummate professional.
Well, let's hear it. I've Got a Feeling. It's Arch Ecker, and you're hearing it right here on Z Country 94.7.
There's a story that is yet to be told. A new chapter's born as each day unfolds. And though the end is yet to be seen, I feel as high as I've ever been. Now I've got a feeling about you. Something is happening to me. I'm feeling more than I ought to be. I try to find the words to explain. I look in your eyes and I'm lost again. And I've got a feeling about you. Nothing more than just casual friends. You've taken a piece of my heart. I knew that you would from the very start. And I've had a feeling about you. Now I've got a feeling about us.
Arch Ecker, a great man and a great inspirational friend, gone from this world but never ever forgotten.
Z Country 94.